Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'll show you different perspective of sweet pea flower, but today we are not going to draw but we are going to paint it. In every perspective video I have shown you how we can draw it, but in today's video we are going to do a little different and I'll show you how we can paint it. So for today's video we need only two color. One is green, which I am creating mixing lemon yellow and cobalt blue color, and another one I'm going to use is my neon purple color. You can use normal purple color as well, it is totally fine, but I want to keep it a little vibrant, so I thought this time I can use this neon purple color to paint petals. Now let's start with the today's video, and my first perspective is basically the flower buds. So for the sweet pea flower buds, it is simple. You can keep a triangle kind of pattern little extended from one side. So likewise you can keep multiple flower buds. I'm keeping the perspective little bit hanging towards the downward direction, so that's why I'm keeping it like it, but you can keep it in any direction. And then you can create sepals around the base of the flower buds that you have. So you need little U kind of shape at the base, which is in green color, and sepals which we usually see at the base of the flower. And because these are the flower buds, these sepals are quite visible, so for this particular flower buds the sepals are important to paint. So you can paint a leaf kind of pattern around the flower area that you have, and then you can extend the stem, and you can also keep vines as well, which we see into the sweet pea, or you can also keep leaf as well. So I'm not creating leaf for today's video because we are more focusing on the flower, so I'm keeping it simple, creating a stem and maybe a few vine here and there, because I think that is something we can definitely add and it is less consuming, so it's totally fine to have it. Now with the help of darker purple color or maybe red color, you can add little bit of line and pattern around the flower bud area, because this is flower bud, so you can add few lines with little darker color. Now let's do the another one. So sweet pea flowers are pretty simple to paint, and today I'll show you a very simple way to paint these things. So you need petals in a different size and different shape. So for this particular perspective I have kept one petal little bigger and one little smaller, and few petals which are in back side. So that's all needed, and I have used very lighter shade of purple color. So it is very important, keep lighter shade of purple color, because we are going to add folds as well into it, and that is why keeping the first layer lighter in shade is important. Now at the base you can add sepals and stem. So I'm keeping it aside. The flower is not yet done completely, but we are going to move into the next flower because I want to keep it aside for some time and let it dry. Now for the another perspective, just change the little bit shape, size and direction as well. So in this particular one I am adding 3 petals, as you can see, left and right, and one in the center, little bit overlapped one. And again you can create sepals, base of the flower and stem. Again these flowers are not yet done completely. We are going to come back to these flowers, but I want to keep it dry for some time, so that's why I'm adding all the basic structure for the flower first, and then we are going to finish it. So likewise you can paint many more. So let's try few more with the help of lighter shade of purple color and green color. So again you can use lighter shade of purple color. I need to switch between green color and purple color multiple times, so I'm thinking to add all the petals first, and then we are going to add green element for all the flowers that you have. So for this particular perspective I have added 2 petals like this, almost similar shape. One is little smaller than the another one, little variation into the edge and keeping it very close to each other. In the second one we have kept it in a distance. In this one I have kept these two petals close to each other and one smaller petal at the base. And then you can add stems, but as I said, I'm going to add all the petals first so that I don't need to switch between the colors. Now in this particular one I'm adding one big petals little bit tilted towards right side and one smaller petal again on the right side only, so little different as compared to the any other one that we have created so far. And then maybe one you can add little bit overlapped, very finely visible from the base. So basically we have 4 petals here, but few are half hidden and half visible. Now let's do another one. So in this one I am keeping one petal like this, little rounded and more tilted towards left side, and one I want to keep straight like this but little bit broader. So I think you understood what needs to be done here, right? So basically we need different shape, different size and different direction. And likewise you can paint many perspective of sweet pea flowers. I think this is the easiest flower and the most beautiful flower to paint and my favorite. Now I'm adding some vines and the base of the flower, sepals and stems for all the flowers that I have. I will show you 3 more, but first we are going to finish these and then we are going to switch on to the next flower. Now let's do the folded pattern into the petal area. So with the help of darker purple color, I am going around the edge of my petals like this and creating some random pattern, mostly like a triangle kind of shape but not exactly triangle. Something like this. I have created a separate video around how we can add folds into the petals and the leaves, so you can definitely refer to that particular video to learn in detail. But right now you need to understand, you need to create some kind of pattern around the edge. Choice is yours, like in which direction you want to keep these folded pattern, and accordingly you can have multiple folded pattern into one single petal. So see, these flowers are now definitely change and more nicer to have because now these petals have multiple folds into it. And I'm also adding a small pattern in between in the center of the flower. So adding little darker color to add folded pattern like this, and wherever you feel like you need something like this, you can add smaller and bigger. Those kind of things is totally up to you. But see, with little difference, now these flowers are quite different from the previous one and more nicer to see and more beautiful to have. So something like this you need to create for all the petals that you have. And now these flowers are finished. You need to create some kind of pattern inside the petal area around the edge to add folds. Now let's do few more. So again, the concept is pretty much similar for whatever we have done so far, but definitely a different perspective. And I am showing you only few, but accordingly you can have many more and you can have your own composition as well. So these are only flowered separate flower, but you can combine all these flowers together to have a big sweet pea flower composition. So I have created these 2 petals left and right. Both the petals are bigger in size. In this one I am keeping one petal like this and another petal towards this particular side, smaller in size, little wavy pattern around the edge, and maybe one we can keep here in this particular side. And in the last one I am adding one petal here and one petal very close to the first one like this, and one smaller at the base like this. So all the perspective are different from each other, as you can see. And likewise you can paint your own flower with different perspective. Now let's add the stem and the flower vine, and we are also going to add folded pattern for these flowers as well. So I hope you understand what needs to be done to create different perspective of sweet pea flower, repeating the almost similar kind of stuff. You just need a different size of petals in a different direction, and add little folded pattern inside the petal area with little darker color, having some random pattern around the edge. And that's all we needed for this sweet pea flower. I think it is quite easy and very important flower to learn. And now I'm repeating the similar thing, so nothing to explain much, and I hope this video is easy and simple to follow. And please do let me know if you have any feedback for me, and thank you so much for watching my videos. You always support me and I'm very thankful for that. See you all in the next video with one more simple tutorial.